Everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Breen.
And I'm Jessica Bowman. A surgeon in Sioux Falls has developed a technology that could be a game changer for school safety. Dr. Maria Bell is an oncologist and uses robotic surgical tools or virtual reality while in the operating room.
In 2021, she created a company to help bring the virtual 3D world into other medical services. And then in May of 2022, tragedy struck in Texas, and it changed the trajectory of her plans.
Uvalde, Texas, in the Robb Elementary School tragedy occurred, and I watched that footage and saw that, the first responders stood outside the school for over an hour, and it was clear that they didn't know the interior of the school or what protocols they should be following. So that was kind of my aha moment.
Bell changed her company's course, and her plans turned from medicine to school safety.
Bell's company is called Digital Twin Imaging. It creates 3D virtual renderings of soft targets. Things like schools, government buildings, churches, or any structure can be scanned in detail. The scans are then rendered into a 3D immersive model that can give first responders a virtual look inside and outside a building. This virtual look allows first responders to walk the hallways, map their route to an emergency, and see details like door locks, fire extinguishers, and room names. In a timed trial with members of a SWAT team, the time it took groups to respond to a simulated emergency was greatly reduced when that group was provided access to the 3D renderings of the building. For the group who entered the building without any view of the building map, it took them an average of 7 minutes, 24 seconds to reach the target room. For the groups who had just 1 minute to look at the 3D maps, their response time dropped to just under 30 seconds in that same simulation. Now, in an emergency where seconds matter, Dr. Bell says this technology is proving to be valuable. First responders are also able to use their renderings while in training.
Those models are available 24/7 for first responders to train in or do debriefings, and they're deployable through the current dispatch software to the field. iPhone, Android, tablet are all compatible, and it's been terrific. The first responders love it.
The renderings are created using LiDAR technology or laser scanning. The technology can bring details along with accurate measurements into the hand of emergency personnel to allow for a quicker response.
Things such as knowing which way the door opens can be crucial to the way that a police officer, firefighter, or a SWAT operator breaches into a room. And having this model here allows them to see that information.
How does this technology work in the real world? Well, Dickinson County, Iowa says it's one of the first in the region to use this technology, and the county now has K-12 school buildings and the county courthouse scanned, rendered, and ready to go.
KTIV's Katie Koppel talked with emergency officials in Dickinson County to learn more about how they use these 3D renderings to train for and respond to emergencies.
I like to describe it as Google Street View, but it's for indoors.
Michael Arrett is the emergency manager in Dickinson County, Iowa.
You can go in this program and you can walk up and down the hallways in the classrooms just like you were really there, but you're doing it virtually through your computer.
Part of his job is developing a response plan to emergencies.
Think about going to find a room somewhere in a building, and it's the first time you're in that building. It's going to take you a while to find that room. But if you've been there before and know your way around, you're going to be able to get right to that room right now, and that's what you need to be able to do in an emergency.
With DTI's renderings of the K-12 buildings in Dickinson County, emergency officials are now able to better prepare for any situation and respond in record time.
Anytime that you can reduce those response and resolution times, we can all agree that that's going to equate to preservation of life.
Todd Schillinger is the commander for the multi-jurisdictional SWAT team. For him, this technology is a game changer.
When you can see the whole footprint of a building, and not just the footprint, you're seeing everything inside of that building. It's very easy to, from a command and control perspective, to guide those people in the right direction.
3D models of all schools and the courthouse in Dickinson County have been created, and emergency officials have already trained with them.
Our regional SWAT team has used it, and they did time trials, and they sent some people in that had never seen the building or this product, and they timed them, and it took them several minutes to find where they needed to go. Another team looked at the model and got familiar with it, and they were able to get there much, much quicker. And obviously that's the goal.
Arrett and Schillinger both say this technology is revolutionary, bringing first responders into a situation before even arriving on the scene.
When you're in a situation with an active shooter and intruder, You want to be able to get there as soon as possible. The sooner you get there, you're going to save more lives, and that's the ultimate goal here.
When you're talking about saving minutes in a situation where seconds count, that's huge. How do you argue with that?
Reporting in Dickinson County, Iowa, Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
Right now, Dickinson County is working to add Arnold's Park Amusement Park to the list of facilities scanned with the DTI technology. DTI officials tell KTIV they're about 60% done scanning the amusement park. Renders take between a week and a month from the first scan to completion.